Hey, hey, hey. Thanks for joining today, guys. Hi, I'm spiritual coach Ari Mac. Basically has helped hundreds of people connect to their higher power through my strategies, through astrology, aromatherapy, and affirmations. Welcome to Spiritual Coaching with Ari Mac. I'm live on both YouTube for my YouTube people. Hey now, thanks for joining me. And on my TikTok. Hey, hey, hey. Today we're going to be talking about protecting your peace. Yeah, protecting your peace. Now, I got a few notes because I got a little info. Got my water. Let's take a sip. By the way, I'm broadcasting from Los Angeles, California. Yay, United States. Woo, woo, woo. And we got some shifts. See, I believe Spirit has given us all the information that we need to succeed, but you got to know how to read it, right? You got to understand the notes. And that's where astrology comes in. See, the universe has given us five senses to smell, touch, taste, see, and feel. But how many of us actually know how to trust that intuition? I mean, like really, really, really trust it and not sit back and keep sending yourself in the wrong directions. When you have constant stress and overwhelmingness, when you are constantly having a hard time making decisions, that means you're going against your grain. You're not flowing with the energy that the universe is giving you. And you need to be aware of that. Hey, Maddie, thank you so much for all the love. Appreciate it. Hey, now. Aw, thank you, love. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. I am a strategical astrology tactician when it comes to helping you keep that flow going and find a way to connect to your higher power. See, in your astrology chart, that's the natal chart that you were born with. So you came down, there was a longitude and a latitude, and that was your little thermometer, okay, for your whole existence. Now, you don't have to do anything with this energy. You don't. But it's like a weather forecast, right? It gives you a heads up so you can actually make choices based on your inner dialogue. Is that overwhelmingness, that anxiety, that fear, that constant feeling like negativity is going to happen? You're saying negative shit to yourself. Well, my boyfriend proposed by the end of summer. We've been together. Hey, Shane, you're going to have to follow, like, and give me more information before I can answer any of those questions. So this is about astrology, affirmations, and aromatherapy. I'm a spiritual life coach, and it's about you hitting your mark first before you start trying to give your power to someone else. Okay? So my job as a spiritual life coach is not to go against any of your religious decisions, right? Because you were reared a certain way, you felt a certain way. This is the energy that you become accustomed to. That doesn't mean it's 100% right. Yeah. It means that's what you grew up with and had that guideline so that you didn't become heinous and do crazy shit. But the stars have been around way before us. They will be around long after us. It's an ebb and flow of life. And I have figured out that rhythm through the blueprint of what the universe gives us. Now, we have some shifts coming up, and they're going to be pretty damn dramatic. And y'all think y'all seen crazy shit? You think you seen nutty stuff? You ain't seen nothing yet. Because the Jupiter, the planet of expansion, Jupiter rules justice, uh, laws, gifts, gambling. It's a very lucky sign. Excuse me. It's a very lucky planet. It's normally ruled by Sagittarius. And if you guys know anything about Sagittarius, it's a fire sign. It's mutable. It's very tough. It's belligerent. It's half animal, half human. So depending on what side you catch, that's what you deal with. And it's mutable. So it's ever changing in flow. So Jupiter, which is normally ruled by Sag, is going to go into the element of Cancer. Cancer, you guys. Now, Jupiter is also ruled normally by a fire sign. That's Sagittarius. And it's going to be changing, guys. It's going to go into water. And what does that mean? Well, that's what this episode's about. Protect your peace. Jupiter's moving into Cancer, and it's going to be very emotional. Oh, so emotional. United States, you got to get ready for your feelings to get hurt and you to be all fucked up. Did you think you've been emotional with this Jupiter and Gemini? See, Cancer is ruled by the moon. Yeah. Which means it moves every 2 days. Do you guys know what it's like for every 2 days for your energy to shift and you have different feelings and emotion? Hello, Mark. And praise God as well. hmm Now, I look at it from a point that there's a thermometer. And the universe has given us a chance to tune in and to make some better choices because the energy is going to be the energy. Okay. Now, negative energy, it loves confusion and doubt. Oh, doubt, uncertainty, where you get to the point where you just can't do shit. Okay. Jamie, you got to follow me. Jamie, if you want more information, sweetie, because today I'm just giving out information. I'm not taking all your details. So you'd have to follow, subscribe to get more. Okay. Peace and love. Thank you. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. You have no idea because I'm on a mission to help you guys that want your help. And I've created programs, very affordable programs with weekly information about your astrology, about nutrition, about affirmations, and it's all in a video format through Zoom. Okay? I've been doing this for over 15, 20 years with my clients, and I say what I say based on many years of studies, but over 500 charts that I've done in my career. Now, I know you guys don't know what astrology chart is, but it's not an easy thing to do, and it's not always done through computers. They can be very helpful, but they don't give you the analysis based on the other impact of energy and the numbers that are close to it. They can only analyze. They can't read it. And that's where a reader, a spiritual life coach, can kick in. Because that's what I do. I sit and I analyze what's going on in your chart. What is your favorite comfort food that your grandma or mom used to miss? Oh, that's a good question. I'll have to answer that later, Trenton, because I miss a lot of things about my grandmother. So today, I'm announcing to you guys that on June 9th, Jupiter will be moving into Cancer. Now, we already have no water represented in the stars right now. Like there's no water signs being represented. They're all in fire positions. So I personally welcome Jupiter moving into a water sign. That's a part of my trilogy. I'm a Pisces. It's Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. Those are the three waters. So I'm like, yay, team, bring it. Because we need to cool down. We need to get a grip. We need to slow our ropes. Trenton, I suggest you follow me and check my bios for some free information. Okay? Because this is about comfort. See, the thing that's going to happen when we expand that Jupiter, you're going to want bonding more because your intuition is going to be higher. And Cancer, you're going to be in rare form. Water signs, you're going to get it too. The Scorpio and the Pisces, you will get it as well. But Cancer, it will be sitting right on top of you. And it just so happens that the sun will be going into Cancer. So you're going to get double. Now, if you subscribe to my GAP program, which is available on my website, candlesbyari.com, I'll send you some additional information specifically about your sign. Because you're going to need some support, you guys. I'm used to being emotional. Okay, I'm used to high strung type of situations. So for me, it's like, okay, half a dozen one, six of the other. But for the rest of us, especially here in the United States, is ruled by Cancer, July 4th, smack dab in the middle. Oh, it's going to be a lot of rude awakenings because it's going to be about what you've done and then what you have got to sow. So you're going to reap what you sow. So let's just say that you have not been fair to people. Let's just say that you've allowed yourself to get caught up in some seriously ugly shit. Hey, Miss Martha, thanks for joining me on the YouTube. Appreciate it. And you're stuck. Like you're literally stuck. You're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Well, this is where the universe starts kicking in because with Jupiter moving in Cancer and Saturn being in Aries, you're going to be figuring out some things because that Aries and that Cancer, water and fire, oh, they don't quit. They don't quit. They don't quit. They don't quit. Now, the high end, when you're dealing with self care, which is going to be expanded, which is why I'm telling you guys, you need to get with my program. We're going to have some private sessions coming up. I will have an open house talking more about the gap, but you need to join me, email me, connect with me, follow me. Because this is not going to be no bullshit game. This is going to be some real deal emotional upheavals. And if you like upheavals, then please ignore me. Blessings to you. Enjoy your life. Mwah. Peace. But for those of us who don't, those of us who like peace, you know, we work to get up in the morning to take care of ourselves, take care of our families, secure our monies, making sure our needs are met. Basic needs don't have to go cray cray. Okay. When you have a disruption with that type of maturity, then it can ripple down. Okay. And the fact is that we are changing. I mean, I've said it before. Right now, I'm on the international market, connecting with you. Everybody that's watching, everybody that hears these broadcasts, listen to these repeat laters. I am connecting with you. And that's creating that vibrational energy that says, I want to move to higher power. I do not want to stay with dum-dums, and I do not choose to go into chaos and mayhem. That's a conscious decision. And the universe hears you. They hear you. But of course, you got to be ready to do your part. You can't go toward the fire. You understand? Once you make some decisions about where you want to go, I've been staying quiet, and I had to check Pip today. I know Martha. Martha on my YouTube is sharing that she's had to, but she knows how to self-soothe. She's one of my clients. And speak to it, Martha. What do you do to self-soothe? You can leave it in the chat because we've been doing this for years. Years, I tell you, because it ain't overnight, guys. This is not an overnight get rich quick, instantly I'm fine. But with Jupiter moving in Cancer, self-care is going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Because you're going to want to bond and you're going to want nurturing. Hear me when I say this. Okay? Hey, Donna, how you doing? Thanks for joining on my YouTube page. Because, see, water, we're the strongest element on Earth. Okay, we can put out anything, melt anything, and erode anything. I mean, even air turns to steam if we mess with it. So you don't want to get water too hot or too cold because it will freeze or return to sin, but it will turn into something because that's emotion, that's water. Jupiter's fire. It's about action. Sagittarius need to move things, make things happen, or get up in there. So I suspect with some other things happening with Aries being in Neptune and Saturn, guys, it's not no time for bullshitting on who you are and what you sit down here to do. Do you have a divine purpose? Do you know where your heart lies? Are you still walking around with chaos and mayhem in your head? Like, seriously, do you know how to self-soothe and calm down? Or do you listen to the news all afternoon and hear all the things that's happening in the world and assume they're going to be happening to you? I have a couple of clients who cannot listen to the news. You hear what I'm saying? They cannot listen to it. Yes, self-care is nice. Massage, manicure. Good for you, Martha. Good for you. Because, see, this is not no joke. There is no manual as you get older. There's not. There's not a get rich quick scheme that somebody's just going to hand you. Yes, we have to keep faith in ourselves and the people that we choose to be around. Because if you don't have faith, you guys, you're going to be walking around like a paranoid schizophrenic. And that's not good for the skin. Tree therapy works for me. I choose not to see the news. Yes. And I love you said that, Donna. With therapy, you guys, it does not have to be sitting and talking to somebody in an office. Okay? You could go out and just sit in a nice place in a park. You can take a nice hot shower or a hot bath. You can put on meditation music in the background while you're just trying to calm yourself from the end of a day. But I strongly recommend that you find a way to self soothe using your five senses because that's what God gave them to you. Now, I'm a candle maker. I've been very very fortunate and blessed that over the years my company has developed. So, not aside just being a spiritual life coach, I also teach meditation classes online, and I also am a candle maker. And the thing about my candles is that I didn't come into candles like, oh, I want to be a candle maker. That's not how that happened. I actually was taking care of my clients, and I realized they needed to self soothe more. Yeah, they needed to find a way to calm down because when we were together and we were doing our affirmations and looking at what's coming up, they could get a grip, so to say. I don't know any way to say it, but right? And they wanted something to take with them. So I started off with crystals because I had an abundance of crystals. I had a supplier, and then slowly that crystal person disappeared and got a little too expensive. So I went to the candle store. Turned out to be the biggest candle supplier on the West Coast, General Wax. And I just went in and started talking to this gentleman. You want to hear divine design? To tell you divine design. The person of all the people in the store I could choose happened to be the owner. Now, I didn't know he was the owner. I just kept asking questions. And at this time, they did not have classes. So I just kept bothering him and we kept chit chatting. And he enjoyed our conversations because I genuinely, sincerely wanted to understand certain things. And we became friends over a period of time. And that's how the candle business started. Now, the spiritual coaching has always been available. It's always been intertwined in that because it's all about using all those five senses. But I want to share with you, we make several different candles at Candles by Ari. We got the 12 ounce and we got the 16 ounce. Now, this is the 16 ounce. Okay. This is the mama. It's like 16 ounces of love. And this is the 12 ounce. Now, this month we have the canary yellow on sale and lemon verbena. Now, this candle's normally $34.99. I have this one on sale for this price because this normally is $24.99. I have this one on sale this month for $24.99. Yes, $24.99 plus shipping and handling. So you're going to get 4 more ounces for the size or the price of the 12 ounce. Plus, I have some melts, candle melts that I've just developed, and I'll throw 3 of those in there as well, just for samples for you to have. So you get free samples and you get the price of my medium candle for the large candle for $24.99. You can't beat that with a stick, you guys. Now, as you go into the summer, you should choose to self-soothe, and using aromatherapy is one of those things. And I know somebody's saying it's comfortable and have been doing okay. Live, okay. Okay. I don't know what just happened there, but that's okay. TikTok always has so many different rules and regulations. It's probably because I showed something I wasn't supposed to be showing, but it's okay. I'll catch up with them at another time. Matter of fact, let's just close that sucker out and we'll go back to dealing with that in a little bit. See, that's the beautiful part about when you run your own show. You can pick and choose how you want to present yourself. And a part of my candle business is showing you guys why it's so important to have a specific scent or color around you to calm you down. Now, yellow for me is a huge, huge, huge communication color. Okay, because it gives you a chance to communicate. Think about it. Yellow makes you pucker. Okay, and this is a canary yellow in a lemon verbena, and trust and believe it's a very sharp lemon. Therapy tree, yes, amazing. 60. Oh, thank you, Donna. Amazing. And link. Thank you, Miss Yvette. Thank you, guys. Because I don't know what just happened to you TikTok. I was on there and I guess I showed my candle and it said something about bye-bye for 10, 20 minutes. You know, it doesn't even matter because God bless TikTok. You know what? YouTube, you guys, this is okay. We may be doing some name changes too, just to do some updates to be more in line with some algorithms because I'm reaching out more and more. And I will be having a seminar later this month. So let me go over some dates if I haven't already told you. So we have meditation class this Sunday, the 8th. And then I think 2 Sundays later, which would be, hold on, I got notes everywhere because I'm always taking notes, giving notes, or doing something with notes. I can't keep up with my own mind. So we have June 8th and June 22nd for this month for mindful guided meditation. Now, you guys can always join at any time and get an on demand video. So you can actually have something downloaded. You can use it at your leisure. But going live with me is the, because it's a part of the self soothing. No one's talking but me. You get a chance to go into your inner space to calm those voices. Okay. Because right now, really quick, looking at the astrology charts, Mercury's in Taurus, Venus is in Aries, the Sun is in Gemini, Mars is in Leo, Jupiter is in Gemini, and that's going to be moving on the 9th, which is Monday, into Cancer. Saturn's in Pisces, and it's going to go back into Aries on May 20th, 25th. So it's going in backwards and forwards. So it's doing a little retroing. And Uranus is in Taurus. Hang in there, Tauruses, you got this. Neptune's in Aries, and Pluto is going backwards in Aquarius. It'll go direct in October. Now, what this says to me is it's time for us to come together. It's time for you to stop pretending like you don't know what's going on, and you have to stop acting like you're not sure. If you're here and you're breathing, then you have an opportunity to be sure. And how you do that is you learn to calm yourself down, tune in to what's going on with you, and give yourself permission. See, I deal with a lot of clients that's had trauma, especially in their childhoods, and nobody talks about that. I mean, like, really talks about how it makes you look at people and look at situations and how you assess them in your mind. I'm fortunate and blessed that I can see from a lot of different points of view. And I'm pretty much, for the most part, I respect everybody's point of view. I don't believe in harm. I don't believe in disrespect. And I don't believe you have to be vicious to someone to get your point across. You can agree to disagree. But that's also maturity, if you can find that mental balance. So as I go through my world and I look at what's happening, I can see the pain, the doubt, the trauma. Nobody was at home when you got home from school. Maybe you had to take care of somebody else. And that was considered normal. It was like, so what? Who cares? Somebody needs a diaper change. Somebody needs to have some food made for them. Somebody needs to clean up. Now, I'm not saying these traits are bad because I don't believe they are. I think they can actually be really wonderful traits that can help you be a functioning adult. But when they're introduced too soon, or maybe they've been abused, this is where I call bullshit. Because if a child does not get a chance to be a child, that's explore the newness, be introduced to just liking the opposite sex, be introduced to liking themselves. Let's put the other sex out of it. Because to go from that little person to this grown up, there's a lot of stages that go into that. And I'm here to tell you, if you didn't get those messages that old society thinks you should have gotten, it leaves you a little skewed. Like, you're decent, you show up, you take a bath, you use soap and water, you got to brush your teeth. But there's always something a little bit off, right? You attract a certain type of energy. You make only a certain amount of money. You feel like you're kind of like just stuck in a particular box. And maybe you are. Maybe you don't want to change. Maybe you are very comfortable where you are. There's nothing wrong with that. Except if your spirit is restless. Can't sit still. Can't go to sleep without maybe sedating yourself and or flipping out for a couple hours. See, that's how you know you have a purpose. That's how you know that the universe is talking to you, because it's just something that's gnawing and it won't go away. Addressing that energy is what I do. And I've helped hundreds of people. I won't say thousands, I would say hundreds. But now with the new programs, that I've developed. We have one called the GAP, the Guided Astrology Program, GAP, GAP. Because I think there is a gap between what we meditate and pray on and then what we physically manifest in our lives. That big gap goes into astrology and affirmations and your aromatherapy. You have to focus your mind on opening up to what you're asking for. And I find when it comes to monies, you know, thanks, Yvette, that's cute. Probably thousands. I'm just being humble. But anywho, when you start tapping into that gap, guys, it gets uncomfortable because you're leaving a familiar place, regardless if you like it or not. It's familiar. So once you start stepping into that unknown, all those doubts, all that insecurity, it's going to run and tap you on the shoulder and go, hi, remember me back in 2012? Yeah, I'm still here. So you got to deal with self. And that's what I'm good at. Because that little voice, I can hear that little voice in people. I can actually hear it. I don't judge because some of the voices are really interesting. Some of them are fucking scary. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, okay. Especially if you've had a very physically demanding or violent set of circumstance, because that comes through. You don't even know it, but you're defensive and you're waiting for something to happen. You know, like a bad TV show, and you're not doing it on purpose. It is literally how your personality has integrated it in for survival. And sometimes even your best of friends, they don't know how to deal with it. They don't know what to say. They just kind of like let you know where they're at on it. But it usually shows up in your intimate relationships, especially when you get into love relationships. That's why they say know thyself, knowing thyself. See, that's where the demon can't get you. Because if you are seriously just kind of jacked up over some things, if you are sincerely doing the best you can and things are not getting better, but see, to me, that says you need to dig a little deeper. You do a little bit more prayers, a little bit more meditation. That just does, that's not an answer. That's a cop out. Do you want to get better? Is the question. Are you interested in protecting your peace of mind, your well being? Well, I'm just letting you know that with Jupiter moving into Cancer, it's going to put that right on blast. Our emotions are going to be high, our intuition is going to be, and we're going to be needing nurturing, and we're going to need to bond. We're going to want clicks. Now, what clicks are, you got to kind of figure where you're at. I think sporting events are going to be huge. Anything dealing with cooking is going to be huge. I'm just giving you events you can go to over the summer that people will gladly probably be welcoming to see you at. See, positive energy doesn't need negative energy. It just doesn't. I even created this program called the Manifestation Boot Camp, and we're going to be bringing that back in a couple months. But the thing about all these things, it's about giving you knowledge, but giving you techniques, giving you insight, letting you understand who you are and how you deal with things. You don't have to debate with anybody else. You don't have to compare yourself to anyone else. And of course, unless that's just your thing, that's what you do. But peace is priceless. And low motivation and burnout, that's the sign that that negativity is getting to you. Like something is out of pocket. I know for me, I physically become sick now. If I don't get my sleep, eat right, and take care of myself by drinking enough water every day, I just start getting nutty. And I call it. I'm like, hey, I'm not because I know myself. I'm starting to kind of like skip beats, which means I'm not 100% paying attention. I start over analyzing the shit out of everything, which just me making myself crazy. But I also know that that means that I need to slow down. Hmm. And you know what? If I'm not eating my fruit and my vegetable every day, because I tell everybody to do it, but I also do it, okay? I can feel it in my body because once you start getting a certain vibrational energy going, guys, it is so hard when you start slipping back because you can feel the difference. You just, it's like, what the, and you immediately want to go back to feeling good about yourself. That's how you know you're in alignment and joy. You're good. Doesn't matter what's happening at work. Doesn't matter if you have $50 billion or $2 in your account. As long as you're good here and you're attracting the good people and you're doing good things with them, like you're being invited to dinners and activities because they like you. But you're also ready to receive them. And that's the important thing is being in a position, you guys, to first of all stop affirming negativity for yourself, be it conscious or not. You don't have to go crazy and get all freaked out. I mean, everybody does when they first start realizing their affirmations, but just, make sure you have an addendum or something to clarify. I'm just talking, Father, and sweet spirit. I'm just venting, just things like that. Because you're human. You're gonna say things. You're gonna do things. It's human. But acknowledge your responsibilities. Acknowledge where you could do better or not, and stop the self negative talk. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, with this Jupiter position is about to happen on Monday. If you say enough of that garbage, it will happen. It will happen. It will walk up to your door, tap you, and say, "Boom." Hmm. So just pay attention to what you're affirming to. Listen to your inner thoughts. That's why meditation works, because it gives you a chance to hear where that thought is coming from. Like what's motivating you to say that or to do that or to feel that way. It can't just be, I just feel that way. I mean, it could be a buildup or a reaction or a trigger that's more advanced. But just in general, when you have such a despising energy over something that shouldn't be that important or maybe just passing through your life, that's a trigger, guys. And you got to go to the source of where the heck that's coming from. Now, I'll use the example of Susie Ormond, who I think is a wonderful business and money manager strategist. I've studied her programs. I think she's fabulous. Okay. But she talks about in her biography, when she was a little girl, her dad had his own, I think, a hot dog stand. I'm going to go to a hot dog stand. Don't quote me on that. And it burned down. Well, her father was so hysterical because, everything he owned was burning up. He ran into the fire, you guys, and picked up the register with his arms and burnt the like fourth, fifth degree, whatever the worst degree you can do on your arms, he did. And when they opened it up later, because it melted closed, it was like $34, which was equivalent about $150, $200 in today's money. But in her mind, she subconsciously took that money meant more than life. And when she said she figured out analogy, all of her money problems start coming clear of what she needed to do. That's the power of growth. That's the power of learning where your affirmations are coming from. That's the benefit of getting into your gap and digging into what that is. Now, we have an intro price for it right now, $9.99 for the month. That's awesome. And then it goes to its regular price of $29.99 a month. That's less than $10 a week. You spend $10 on a bunch of things. Do you include your mental and spiritual well-being? You look at the news, right? You check out the weather so you know what to wear. Why wouldn't you want to check out your mental stage and kind of see what's energies potentially coming your way this week? I'm just saying. Why not use what Spirit's given us? And it's available to you. You could look up astrology yourself anytime. But it is different when it's coming from a place of spiritual growth and intent with affirmations, nutritional suggestions, and insight. That has worked for hundreds and if not thousands, as Yvette put down, people. But you got to take the first step, and that's follow me, that's like me, and subscribe, and try out the gap for 30 days. Give yourself an opportunity to see if you are open to learning how to self soothe and tune in a little better. And I invite you to the mindful guided meditation this Sunday, June 8th, or the next one on June 22nd. You can check the website out, countessbyari.com. And if you have any questions, just email us. We'll be happy to answer. See, I know Spirit has a plan for me, and I'm walking in that plan right now. And if you're listening, then you're on that plan as well. You're asking for goodness, you're asking for light, and you're asking to end the dumb shit. Just, something's like, that's where that self soothing comes in. Because the only way sometimes it ends is that you stop it within yourself and put it in perspective. Mhm. Yes, you did something wrong. Yes, some things happen. There will be accountability, but you keep your mind and body in balance with it, not to the point where you become so enraged, so angry that you can't make sense. You're no longer working for a cause, you're caught up in the rage or the anger of a situation. And sometimes, if you're already angry, you can't even help yourself. You may just, it's just familiar energy. I remember when I was working for this family organization for parents and teachers here in the United States for free. I got a chance to see a lot of different personalities. And I'm pretty fair on, keeping up because I'm going to work with and keep doing whatever I got to do because that's what I was taught. You don't stop till the job's done. So as long as my daughter was in that program in those schools, I was very much involved in it. And I could tell you some of the parents that were 100%, and I could tell you some of the parents that were just checked completely out. Maybe they were just working too much. Maybe they had a lot of personal problems, but you could see it in their kids. You could see it in the way that the kids conducted themselves, their confidence, their self-esteems, if they knew how to speak up for themselves, if they knew how to be leaders. I mean, you could just see it. And I remember thinking to myself, whew, I'd love to check back in 20 years and see where some of them ended up at. Because you could see certain energies, but like all things, it's the power of choice. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink. Is that a bad thing? Maybe he needs a moment. Don't know. Speaking of drink, I keep up with my water, with my bottles, because I know if I hit a certain amount, I'm good for the day. I know. Recycle, but I do recycle. My whole city here does recycle, so that's my redeeming quality because I tried to carry the big things around. I wasn't good at it. I kept leaving it and dropping it and running out of water, and because I guess I carry so many other things that I just anywho, make sure you're drinking your water. So mark your calendars. June 9th, Jupiter moves out of Gemini. Happy birthday, Gems. And it's going into Cancer, which is about home, family, siblings. Um, it's really about securities. More than anything else, it's mother. Okay. And everybody's got a different definition of what mother is. So what is mother to you? That's the question. Okay. What is mother to you? For me, mother is nurturing, mother is kind, mother is a teacher. You see, I'm coming up with stuff that's synonymous with not getting my ass kicked or handed to me because mother doesn't explain well. No, mother explains perfectly. I get it. And I will use her as examples because you don't need to piss mother off. And if you have questions, she'll eventually give you an opportunity. But sometimes you just gotta show up because that's what a real mother does. If nothing else, they show up. They can't do nothing sometimes, especially as children get older. And that's a part of the bump that all parents have to accept that their child, a young person, is now not needing them to be involved in their decision making. And that includes if they make bad decisions or good ones. But you got to trust that if you've spent time, then they will do the best that you feel they can do. And that's why I said when I was with that organization, I could see parents just letting their kids kind of make decisions and didn't stop to correct them. So it'd be interesting to just check back in, peek in, whatever's in perfect divine order. I bless them all. They were all brilliant children, and I hope they're in brilliant places. But what about you? Are you in a brilliant place? Do you want to start something new? You want to take this midpoint of the year and get your head together so you can have a fantastic year, no matter what's going on. No matter what's going on in the outside world, your world has to be the priority. Go to candlesbyari.com. Get yourself a candle of the month. It's a special, I'm telling you, for $24.99. That's pretty awesome. Okay? And join the gap. I'm telling you, between the prayers and the manifestation is the gap within you. And that's just working on self dialogue, aromatherapies, and really spiritually, what is going on with you with the astrology thing? Are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? Are you moving in the direction you're going, or are you just beating your head against a brick wall? It's up to you. Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? Everybody's got their own definition. I usually go with the ones who say it's half full because that means we can fill that sucker up and build. And you can have as many glasses of water as you want. Just like they say, give a man a fish, he eats for the day. Teach a man how to fish, he eats for the rest of his life. And that's the goal, for you to feel empowered, for you to feel expanded, and for you to have that confidence to do and manifest whatever you like. And I have to tell you, this week, one of my favorite Sages had a huge breakthrough. A person that's been a nemesis in her existence was moved away from her because all we did was bless her and send her a lot of love. She upset my client immensely, and she was not very kind to her during very difficult times. And I believe if somebody's parent has passed or they're going through some hardships, that's not a time to kick them, in my opinion. But anywho, all by herself, because she wasn't even working in that division closely with her anymore, was told that she's now going not to have to interact with her at all. At all. It's done. She was floored. I was like, yes. Because I knew if this lady was pulling that nonsense with her and wasn't making sense, she wasn't the only one. She wasn't the only one. But she held on to the paperwork and she followed up with her and she did all the necessary steps to make sure she covered her ass. So when it was time for them to sit down and talk, she had evidence to support. And this lady didn't expect it because negative energy, like I said, they need positive energy. Positive energy does not need negative energy. You can exist very happily on your own and be in peace. Now, of course, you got to decide what that looks like to you. Everybody's peace is a little different. I like mine with caviar, nice dinners, definitely some entertainment, and do a little traveling. Do a little traveling. My dream trip is Greece. That is on the list. And stopping through Paris to pick up a couple items because I always wanted to go to Paris. Just fashionista. Anywho, bottom line to all this, guys, is that we have a shift coming up. You're getting this message, so you're obviously on some in tune level and want some things to happen in your life. Let's talk about that. I have a podcast on iHeart called Spiritual Coaching with Ari Mac. Over 300 episodes. Take a listen to any and all those. And this is my live broadcast. I am now putting 100% into my podcast and my online live because this is where it really shines. And this is where we can truly connect. And it is an honor to do what I do. It is an honor because I see the changes. I hear you guys, you know? So let's just keep putting that positivity out there and keep making the circle stronger and definitely join in. Make the investment in yourself. You'll spend all kinds of money at Starbucks and all kinds of other stuff, but what about your mental and spiritual well being? You need to put some time into that as well. And trust and believe when you get in line with what you're digging and what you're happy, things start coming together and it's not as hard just to be at ease. I know right now it's kind of foreign to some of y'all. I get it. But it's you know, it's an experience. And everybody needs a little support however you can get it. There are wonderful counselors in this world. I'm just offering mine for a particular service, but there's clergy, there is hospitals, there are doctors. There are so many ways to reach out for help. And with this beautiful thing called the internet, you have a lot at your fingertips. So please don't shut down. Whatever you do, try to find a person that you trust that can speak to you and help you find a way to what you need in the way of support. Okay? Now, I'm here. I do this every Thursday, but I do uploads. I'm putting more data out. So some of my podcasts are going to be put together in a reel so you guys can hear and see some of the shows and previously. So look for those. Those are coming down. And I do have some free reports. So I do have a Mercury in Aries report, Mercury in Taurus report, and an affirmation, a free affirmation sheet that you guys can download as my gift. Now, I'm working on Mercury in Gemini, and I also have a blog coming up. But because of the gap, I'm also doing more weekly content shots that are more private. So bear with me, but follow me, comment, show me some love. I'm on all the social medias. All right. Let's just make a band of a beautiful inside people, like our insides are pretty. And even if we have to deal with some dumb shit, it don't make us ugly on the inside. Yeah? And because sometimes you just gotta, this is just dumb shit. Okay? So I'm gonna go because it's Thursday and I'm still getting ready for Friday. Can you believe we're in the middle of this year? We're in the middle of this year. So if you can, sit down, take a peek at your goals, that you wrote out in January, and just take a peek and see where they are and see what's the strongest one on track and make that a focus for a little bit here. So maybe you can make some adjustments because you want to feel successful. You don't want to feel stressed out and burnt out. So match your pace with where you're at. Just find that balance. Don't shoot yourself in the foot and start saying ugly, mean spirited things. That's not cute. You're too cute for that. Okay. All right. So it's Spiritual Coach Ari Mac. Thank you so much, guys, for listening. Please subscribe, follow, check out my websites. It's countessforari.com and spiritualcoachingarimac.com as well. So remember, you are blessed. Bye.